panel discussion of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, the momentum continues as we now move to our second Power Pack panel discussion of the day. The theme of this session is Digitalization. I would like to call upon the stage Mr. Sachin Jain, Associate Director of 𝐂𝐈𝐧𝐭 International, a dynamic techno-commercial manager with 15+ years of experience in business development, market research, and corporate relations. Currently with 𝐂𝐈𝐧𝐭, a global leader in real estate engineering, driving growth through innovation and strategic partnerships. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much. Now, stage is all yours.
Hello. Lunch सबका हो गया अच्छी तरह? Hello. Chalo, good. Because generally after lunch वाला session is the most slow and steady one. तो मैं थोड़ा active करना चाहता हूँ. आप लोगों में से 90s में कौन college में था? 1990 से 1999 में. चलो, good. उससे पहले कोई था 1980s में? 1980s में कोई कॉलेज में नहीं था? Okay, good. Second question. Anybody saw the original Star Trek Captain Spock वाला TV serial? आपने देखा था? Were you amazed when they were talking to the screen? On the screen, right? Anybody imagined कि सच में हम लोग ये देखेंगे कभी? That was digital technology as science fiction. Only 40 years back, correct, sir? Safari magazine ने भी बोला. Then एक बहुत पुराना सीरियल आता था, Japanese giant robot होता था उसमें. किसी ने देखा है वो? वो घड़ी में बोलता था, robot काम करता था. That was also science fiction. That time black and white TV was only there. So what I am trying to tell you is that what we see as fiction eventually becomes the reality, and digital construction is also, still a lot of people think it is fiction, but very quickly it is becoming reality. How many of you are engineers who did work on parallel? वो strings के ऊपर parallel लगा के काम करते थे. Some of you must have done. Very good. आजकल AutoCAD के अंदर ही सब कुछ हो जाता है, right? That is also a big transformation. So this was just a quick preview कि what we imagine eventually happens. We are only limited by our imagination, and sky is the limit to how much we can use technology for. With that preamble, I want to thank all the panelists who have agreed to be here on a very busy day. All of you have spent time interacting with the audience here. Quick, everybody has been introduced, but there is a very special reason why this panel is here, because everybody is coming from a very diverse background, and I will request all of them to talk from that background. तो mix up नहीं हो जाएगा. तो Manish bhai, I think he's very famous. I saw him interacting with a lot of you. He's coming from a very great background of large contracting companies, currently leading Rivera Infra. But one of his speciality is that he has been digitally in the digital world for more than, I think, 2 decades now, since digitization started. 3. That's a digitization में 3. So that's even one more. Another important thing about him is that he is still interacting with the academia. He is guiding students, visiting faculty in leading education institute. So he has a pulse on what the future generation also wants. Apur bhai is very famous in the large project industries, mostly horizontal. When I was talking, somebody was saying, "Ah, moti rodo banave chhe." I knew him because he was doing a lot of large irrigation projects. Then he said, no, we do many other large projects also. So, multi-dimensional. Rikunj bhai, again, very mixed personality. Not in a schizophrenic way, in a good way. So, he comes from PMC background in his initial part of career, then became partner in a real estate development company where he is still there. But more recently, he has transitioned into the digital world also, by the introduction that he got, Ariha Beamworks. And now he's creating some digital tools also. So, amazing diverse experience. Neha Ben comes from international experience as well as Indian and Ahmedabad experience. worked in UK in large projects, interior projects, hospitality projects, and in India she was with large design firms, PMC firms, and recently is partner in a project management company. And of course, our MNC representative from Colliers, because they hold the, I would say the torch bearer of technology here generally comes from the MNC companies. So Sachin ji is from that background. So the first question that I'm going to ask them is, and same question I will ask everyone, but you answer from your background of expertise. Give us one example of one digital technology that has genuinely solved your pain point. Any one problem, any business problem or technical problem which really got solved by a digital technology. Just one. And try to make it the most, inspiring one. First, I will start with Manish Bhai.
I say 30 years because in my initial career, I was working with one of the British company where we were implementing software. But those times, the softwares were standalone software. So the data and all other information used to remain on site. So if they have to send it, they may have to take it on floppy drive and then courier it to somebody, and then we get that data. So one of the technological advancement which has happened is cloud server and cloud computing, which has connected so many isolated locations and head office and projects on one platform, where the data availability is very easy. We can share with each other. We can give necessary rights to each other. So this is one of the tool or one of the technology which has helped us. There are a lot of other things also, like now business intelligence and a lot of analytical tools are available. But this one, I feel, is the most useful in the terms of connecting people, connecting locations, connecting data and information at one stage.
Great, thank you so much. So cloud technology, for those who are probably not aware of the term, is basically, earlier we used to store everything on hard drives. Now we don't need to do that. Now whatever you do can be stored in what is called cloud. They are also hard drive in some other location, but it is called cloud, and it gets connected with every other device. So anybody using Gmail is already using cloud technology. So thank you for that. But before you pass on to Apurva bhai, what problem did it solve?
Decision making based on data is one of the very important factor for any project or any organization. So when you have to take decision if the data are not available and if they are scattered at different location and you have to ask for it, and it may take a week time or 15 days time to collect the data, then analyze them and then take decision by the time it is too late. So by that way it has solved that instant information is available of all the project site on server, and you can get a real-time data and decision.
Speed of decision making, which impacts the project speed. That is the problem you solve through cloud technology.
Yeah.
Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Suman. So basically, I don't have one example, but I have two examples.
Yeah. Bonus for all.
Yeah. So there are two things which have happened in large infrastructure projects. The one thing is the use of, certain platforms. I don't want to name platforms, you already know, for project controls. So what happens is that there are multiple people. There is a design consultant, there is the owner, there is a PMC, there is a quality auditor. There are so many different consultants, design consultants working on a project, and you use these platforms to communicate, to have all the drawings. They do comparison of revisions from the past to the present drawing. And what that has done is that it has made life very easy, because on the click of the mouse, you have all the data available. You don't have to ask someone, you bring that file or you bring that drawing or you bring that thing. And also that can be also tied up with the actual construction progress. Of course, that's going a little bit further, but as a consultant, if I'm not involved in monitoring progress, at least I know I have control over data in terms of that, you know, uh, the information which needs to be passed on to the right people at the right time. So that is one thing. And the second thing is, of course, now we are all, and I'm sure the other panelists will talk about it, but even large infrastructure projects like even a road like SG Highway can be designed in 3D. And what it does is that, you know, lot of the project delays which we see even today in the cities is related to clash between the different types of utilities we are going to, the existing and even the proposed utilities. And one of the biggest advantage of designing in 3D is that you eliminate the clash at the design table before the things go on, you know, site for execution. You know, although the drawings may go in 2D, but at least somebody has resolved everything in 3D. So these are the two big impacts I've seen in large infrastructure projects in India in the last decade.
Thank you. So if I reverbalize, the document management system, controlling the versions, controlling who did what when, sending information in the right time, that is the one major problem that you were able to solve. Again, I think it was using cloud technology and the platforms, what we call the cloud platforms for AEC collaboration. And second you said was clash detection, which is very critical. I mean, when I think 𝐿𝐭𝐿 will throw more light on it because he's also from BIM background. But anticipating problem before you face them on the site, I think that is such a big thing. You know, even in reinforcement, as a site engineer when I was working, we could never figure out कि यार ये कैसे जाली बांधेंगे, इतनी सारे अलग diameters हैं. And but now with this technology, you can actually visualize and do it faster. Even labor can be explained that thing. Bar bending schedule can also be explained through that technology. So thank you so much, Apur bhai. Now over to 𝐿𝐿𝐿 bhai. And you may carry on this, but you can say any other problem that you have faced.
I was thinking that I need to carry on this because I was thinking the same thing.
No, you carry on because it is related to you, but your own question also you have to answer.
So actually, I would say that all sort of visualization platforms, which has been, you know, came during this period from 1990s to post, because I have seen the real estate brochures, being from the real estate developer family of 1990s and, you know, around early 2000, where there were no 3D there on the brochure, only just plans and logo. And at that time, you know, visualizing that project kaisa banega was quite difficult for probably the buyer. So when the visualizing platforms, which started with just architecture visualization and then the entire engineering visualization where I am right now dealing in, I believe every moment or every part of time, this visualization platform has, you know, has been increasingly developed so much that each and every minute detail are being resolved now. So I have seen the reason is why, like, so I'm always impressed with the visualization, all sort of visualization platforms. Now though we are seeing about 4D simulation also into the same visualization platform, where I can see that after this days, the project would be this much progressed.
So for those who are not aware with this terminology, generally everyone talks in 3 dimensions, length, breadth, height. But now with these technologies of BIM that are coming in, other dimensions are also added because it is basically an information layer. So you can add other layers of information like 4D, what 𝐿𝐿𝐿 bhai says, probably he was mentioning progress. Then there are other layers of information you can keep adding on it. Cost can be added, all those things can be added. So now next Neha Ben, in your career you have also seen, you know, from paper to digital, but one problem that you personally experienced which has now been solved with digital technology, if you can please help inspire others. Close.
Thank you, Suman, and thank you, Kevin bhai and Hasmukh bhai, for having all of us here today and discussing on PMC's role in the construction industry. Coming back to your question, if I may share two of the instances where digital transformation has brought very positive things to working the way we work. First of all, when I was working in UK, I was working as a contracting firm, and we were doing fit out of apartment buildings in central London. We were given 638 bathrooms to do fit out. Each bathroom having different size, type, specifications. So it was really difficult to manage them, where things needs to be procured, at what time, what agency is going to work inside. So we managed to get all these things on digital platform, where we individually planned all the bathrooms individually, and then we could monitor all of them just by putting few of the data inside, and then that's how we could monitor that all different bathrooms all together. Coming back to Indian context, when I joined ASECT, as a part of our system and processes, we use G Drive to document all the processes, our formats, our data and everything, which is being shared with all stakeholders for easy communication. And as far as the quality monitoring is concerned, we have adopted use of DGQC in all the projects, irrespective of size and type. And with that, we have been able to reduce a lot of paperwork, right? We are bringing a lot of transparency within all the stakeholders, and monitoring them, individual elements, or it has become very easy. The very latest example of digitization is since we were going through this ISO audit recently, and since all our paperwork and everything was digitized, it was very easy to, for the auditor to audit each and every aspect of thing. So this is how we have been using digitalization in our day-to-day life and making our life quite
So
easy.
availability of information to the right person at the right time, that was the biggest problem that digitization solved for you. Thank you for that. Over to you, Sachin ji, and we are expecting, because you come from a company that brings technology, North America.
Yeah.
So you will give us some example which will be really new for everyone.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you, Kevin Publication, for having me here. And it's a great honor to share, I'm on stage with such an experienced and renowned moderator, as well as the panelist. So as Sumanji said, coming back to your questions, I think technology is the only thing which is solving our problem, basically. Rest all things are adding problems to our lives. So, it is difficult to say one technology which has changed lives. If you see Microsoft, Primavera, Beam, all these technologies are solving our day-to-day, problems, basically. And if I had to add one, we have recently started using cameras on the helmets of the laborers, basically, on one of our projects, where we are having a 360-degree views of what he's doing. So we are getting an actual idea what is happening at the site level. Project manager is able to monitor what kind of quality he's bringing at the site level. We are able to gauge the speed of his work. And because of which, we are also able to gauge the productivity that he's bringing on the project. So this helps me to solve two of my biggest problem, which is the quality of the construction that I can immediately solve at site level. And the second problem is the timeline, the productivity that is bringing. So I can increase the labor strength, decrease the labor strength based on the productivity that is bringing on the table, basically. So that is the new thing that we have recently added. And this is a pilot project for us. We will see how it goes, and then we will take it forward for other projects.
Great. I hope everyone understood this is not science fiction. They are actually doing it. Otherwise, we would have seen this only when, International Space Station, they are doing the repair work. At that time, we see that astronaut has got camera, and from Houston, they are controlling. Now we are seeing normal project management companies doing it with the labor. So what more, real world miracles we can imagine coming up very soon. Please, sir. It is discussion. Anyone
Yeah,
can jump in.
I would like to add to this point. Now, in fact, majority of high-rise projects now we have tower crane. And CCTV is also very well-known technology, we can say. Now, many construction projects, they are now fitting one camera on the tower crane itself and various other camera also. And those CCTV are ultimately connected to the server. And you can see in your mobile, you can see on your laptop and desktop in the offices also. So now client, consultant, contractors themselves, they are able to see this, what is happening, what is the progress. So the data and information is real time in a way, Star Trek.
Thank you. So recently, there was a tender that Ahmedabad Smart City came up with. Just because of my interest in technology, I read it, in which they are planning to keep dash cams on the buses, the city buses, BRTS and normal city buses. And these dash cams will take the view of wherever the bus is driving and capture, is there squatting, means illegal occupation somewhere, is something broken, is the traffic light working, is the signage proper. It's still online. It is a tender that they have floated. And that gave me so many ideas कि ये तो construction में भी हम implement कर सकते हैं. So everything is becoming reality. But there is still miles to go. We are still early days, I think. Now I will ask reverse question. Reverse question will start from reverse direction. But same question to all of you because you will react from your experience. One problem which you wish technology was solving. मतलब अभी तक आपको उसका technical solution मिला नहीं है. But चाहते हो कि काश ये भी हो जाता. Sachin, please.
So what I'll say is I'll like to see more mechanized way of working in Indian construction industry. I mean, if you say me, if I go outside India, like in developed countries, China, maybe Germany, or all other developed countries, you see less of a labor, more of a mechanized way of doing work, basically. You will see a lot of robots, a lot of drones working there, doing the jobs for them, sitting at office, basically. So, which is not happening in India, I'll say. If at all, for an example, if you're putting up a factory in China, which is of 10 gigawatt capacity, then you see only 150 or 100 laborers at site level. But of a similar capacity, similar size of the plant being built in India, you see 500, 600 laborers working in India. Now, why that is a problem? First of all, we do not have skilled manpower or the quality manpower. Skilled and quality being the operative words over here, basically. So you don't get that in India as of now. And again, laborers will have their own set of problems. They will have their Diwali holidays. They will have their Holi holidays. They will not work during the peak summer hours. So that is a problem. So that hinders my quality of the work. And then also, I mean, that also stops my speed of the construction, basically. So I like to see more mechanized way of working in India, probably less labor intensive. So that is the one problem I like.
That is definitely something that in the earlier session Sanjay sir was trying to solve. By training manpower, you are saying remove manpower. let robots do the work. No, but that is quite interesting and futuristic. In fact, a lot of companies right now, in my knowledge, especially in incubated in Madras, IIT, and some in Bangalore, tying up with ISC, are trying to solve this problem. But unfortunately, the challenge is that in India, we have a high level of customization. Modularity is less. So mechanization is possible when there is similar work is repetitive. Absolutely. That is one thing. But definitely a very, very wishful and achievable target because other people have done it. It's not completely fiction. Some people have achieved it. Already done. It's already done. Thank you so much. Neha, what do you wish technology would solve for you?
See, there are many technologies available in the market for different uses, different cases. But unless otherwise it is used throughout all the stakeholders, it doesn't make sense, right? Only me being PMC using DGQC or any other quality software and no one else is bothered, or it's not going to serve the purpose or potential to its full. So any such technology or any such tool which is adaptable, very friendly from top to bottom
So
level.
what you are telling is that technology should be such that it should itself become friendly for if contractor is using, if
Correct.
designer is using, if developer is using, if PMC is using.
Correct.
It will self-adapt, like transformer. Right? No reaction from audience. I'm trying to make it little entertaining. So transformer, I don't know if you are aware, in that movie they changed the forms. So you are saying technology should be such that it should change the forms.
See, I think last
So very imaginative. Thank you.
yesterday we had in one of the panel discussion that we should have such sort of a light software which are so easy to use over your phone, which doesn't take much of a space, or it's not so complicated for any end user to use it. So any such technologies are very, very welcome in context to India.
Great, great. Very nice wish. I hope somebody is watching and will solve all our wishes. Rikunj bhai, you are yourself a creator of technology. So I hope your wish is really out of the box.
No, probably not out of the box, but yeah, it is from my personal experience where I really feel that technology is really needed and yet not implemented. And that is probably all sort of liaising processes with the departments and the compliances checks. Because that is there, it is the start point of any construction project. And that is that junction which has to be very clear about what is expected and what is given. So unless and until we transfer all of our working process into the digitization, but where it is being started, that thing is not being digitized in such a way that it can be checked and monitored throughout the project, then it will be very difficult. So I always believe that there is a huge scope there where...
Can you redefine what do you mean by liaison?
Liaising, plan passing processes.
Okay, approvals.
Yeah, so
Okay.
approval processes, and then all sort of like fire approval right now, abhi bhi hota, it is very manual thing.
So basically the time and the back and forth that happens.
Yet done manually on 2D basis. And it has to be done on a entire XYZ direction.
And any example where you have seen this happen? Any?
It is BIM check is already there in major Western countries where like in
Okay,
Dubai.
so other countries
Dubai
have
one has
example.
to submit the BIM model. And there are compliances checks already placed in that software. So you just submit that and they will also check the Z direction issues, which are not there in the 2D plans.
Very interesting.
Right now we are facing in Surat.
Everywhere the subjectivity is a source of income which is difficult to remove. So we will not go too much into that. But Apoorv, coming from large infrastructure background and also from horizontal, because most of the people here are vertical people.
Yeah.
You have to hold the the post of horizontal.
See, the technologies are there, and I think it is a matter of adapting, because not everyone is still ready to adapt. And also I feel that working in the government sector, in government, when will things be adopted? When there are some standards or some specifications or standard operating procedures of how to do a project. So if you make the digital aspect of the project execution or the project design as a standard, or as a there is some guidance available where people will have to adopt it and will have to implement it in their projects. I think then only there will be a major transformation towards digitalization. Just doing one of Delhi-Mumbai corridor project or Dholera Smart City or XYZ project in 3D, we have done all these projects and we've done well. We have seen the advantages of that. But that is not still kind of going forward to the other projects. And we are seeing you see in the newspaper every day, there will be very dirty-looking photographs of construction sites which have been left in a bad state. And the reason behind that is because there is not enough detail to the contractor to do that job properly, and that is why the projects are suffering. So I think there has to be some standardization.
So your wish is that technology which is standardized across domains, so adaptability increases, so the result increases. One-off should not be the case. And I mean, it's almost like, Android, Apple have standardized, at least 2 major platforms are there. Same way you are.
I understand that there is an IS code on Beam. There is a ISO already.
Yes, yes.
But the ISO is still out of reach of most people, But there is an IS code which is coming out soon on building information modeling. That will be a good guide, right from the student level to as a good guide to implement Beam
Great.
projects.
In fact, sir, CPWD has come out with a document, which is a guidance document of how you should look at BIM. Of course, they have put it very the language is very bureaucratic, but the concept and the fundamental are there. So anybody who is interested in this can just Google CPWD BIM guide or something and they will find it. It is a free document. So thanks, because mega projects cannot be worked on one-off. They have to learn from each other. Now from Manish Bhai, I'm expecting, because he spans so many diverse backgrounds, that what you will wish for will be really groundbreaking. One problem that you really feel technology should solve, but you have not found it yet.
I have not found, and possibly I think technology only can do it. Construction project, when we want to execute, there are a lot of teams who are working on it. Maybe QC consultant, designer, architect, MEP consultant, execution team member. And so likewise, there are so many team members who are working. And one of the major elements are skilled and unskilled workers who are working. Different people have different platforms available for them, technology platform I am saying. But there is no one platform where worker can also engage, architect can also engage, structural consultant can also be engaged, and they can interact, they can understand, they can resolve each other's problem, because majority of problems, majority of projects are getting delayed or suffering because of any reason, maybe quality, time, and all other things. There is no proper platform for interacting problems and solutions for that. So I wish a technology can bring one platform where all work together on the same platform and they can resolve each other's
So collaboration across stakeholders and their hierarchies for their specific work.
Because workers can understand only certain language. So we have to create that platform which is easy. Like today we send a WhatsApp message to worker, he will understand. And architect will also understand. Consultant will also understand. But there is no such platform. It is not only the communication which is required. For communication, there may be a social media type of platform. But some platform where technicality can also be discussed and resolved. And one more wish I have, voice commands. For small and big machine. Suppose I tell crane, lift this steel from here and put it on 3rd floor, it should put. So that's my wish.
But this calls for big cheers.
So if I tell similarly some other machine that break this wall, it should break. So there's a voice command.
It should recognize the right person is giving the command.
Yeah, those controls can be with some controls.
So that is good. That was really something. So thank you so much for sharing this wishful thinking. I think this is being YouTube broadcast also, right? So a lot of the companies which are trying to solve for construction, if they see it, they will get some very brilliant ideas. And if they like your idea, maybe they will give you some royalty stake also.
We'll share.
All of us, yeah. Kevin bhai also. So after this session, I would like, because every time audience is given last priority, right now I would like, if somebody would like to give a wish, if you don't mind breaking the norm. Anybody in the audience has some similar wish? काश ऐसी technology होती जो ये कर लेती. And there is no limit to... Yes, please. I would like the Rajkot young guy to also make
Thanks for the opportunity again. I'm Jagdish. I'm having a PMC firm. So my wish is that there should be a mobile application available where any site engineer or any site supervisor just updates the progress by his voice command, and all other dashboard reports are available. That's the wish.
Yes. Sir, one more question.
Can you give it to this? Yes. And then this. भाई आज सारी विश पूरी होने वाली है तो विश के ऊपर वो बनेगा. Hello. You assume that your wish is going to come true.
Right. So, thanks for the opportunity. My name is 𝐿𝐻𝐿 and I am also from the Rajkot, and currently we have one construction management software. We have developed one construction management software which is Field 360. Some of you might have heard about that. I found so many people here today. So, one of my wishes is to, convert all the 2D drawings with the help of AI or with the help of other technologies who can, convert 2D drawings with the 3D models or 3D visualizations, because we have a PMC as well. So we also focus on the budgeting and the material calculations, which is quite difficult with the 2D layouts. So that is one of my ways. Thank you.
So 2D to 3D automatic.
Yeah. But with multiple layouts.
हाँ, वो उसका टेंशन नहीं है, बस
Yes,
करना
yes.
क्या है वो बताओ.
Right.
સર ટેકનોલોજી કે સોરી ગુજરાતીમાં બોલીશ.
અરે ગુજરાતીમાં બોલો, ગુજરાતમાં જ છીએ.
એટલે મારી વિશ એ છે કે આપણે ટેકનોલોજીનો ઉપયોગ કરી અને એવરીબડીને દરેક એટ બોટમ ટુ ટોપ દરેકને કનેક્ટ કરી એઝ એ સિચ્યુએશન સાઇટની શું છે અને એને કઈ રીતે આપણે લઈ જવી છે એ આખું સિચ્યુએશન દરેકના માઇન્ડમાં ક્લિયર હશે તો ઓટોમેટિકલી પ્રોજેક્ટ રન થશે જ, 100% થશે. એટલે દરેકના માઇન્ડ ક્લિયર થાય અને દરેકને આપણા પ્રોજેક્ટ વિશે એક ક્લિયરન્સ હોય કે મારે આ પ્રોજેક્ટ આ રીતે કરવાનો છે અને આ ક્વોલિટીમાં જોઈએ છે અને આ ટાઈમ લિમિટમાં જોઈએ છે. એને કંઈક ટેકનોલોજીમાં આપણે અપગ્રેડ કરી અને લાવીએ તો ઓટોમેટિક ડેફિનેટલી
તો કોલેબોરેશન અને પ્રોજેક્ટ કંટ્રોલ ભેગું કરી નાખીએ.
યસ.
આ બાજુથી પણ આવ્યું એક વિશ. I purposely kept it in English because it is being YouTube telecast. So koi international audience, if they want to get inspired, also get opportunity. But we also need to keep our local flavor. So no restriction on language.
Hi, this is Mitesh representing Navkar Engineers and Consultants. My wish is to execute entire any construction project without drawing.
Without drawing?
Without drawing. With the help of virtual reality, augmented reality and mixed reality.
Nice. This is now something. थोड़ा अब हम वो बॉक्स को तोड़ रहे हैं. Anyway, इससे मुझे कुछ याद आया. If you don't mind me sharing, क्योंकि अभी हम imagination पे लगाम नहीं लगा रहे हैं. Anybody heard of Neuralink? Neuralink किसी ने सुना है? हाँ, chip on the head. अभी जो हमारे नए देवदूत बने हैं जो मार्स ले जाएंगे हमारे को, अभी उसकी ब्रांडिंग हम क्यों करें? उसके पास बहुत पैसा है. He has also one more company called Neuralink जो दिमाग के अंदर चिप लगाए हैं. Right now it is being used for people who have lost their arms, legs or ability to talk, to communicate. But potential है कि जो आप बिना ड्राइंग की बात कर रहे हो वो वर्कर के दिमाग में ही आइडिया आ जाए कि कैसे काम करना है.
It is totally based on certain devices which are required to be used at the time of execution. So all the engineers will use that device for doing any kind of execution or supervision or a kind of any kind of checks.
Perfect है ये. This is really out of the box. Really appreciate. इससे बड़ी विश किसी के पास है? नहीं तो हम विश को रोक के फिर थोड़ा रियलिटी में आ जाए. Anybody has a bigger, more dynamic wish? बिपिन.
या थैंक यू सर. मेरा नाम बिपिन है और मैं MAPF डिज़ाइन करता हूँ. तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि जब भी हम लोग प्रोजेक्ट जो भी देख रहे हैं तो उसका हेल्थ जैसे चेक करते हैं हमारा बॉडी का हेल्थ चेक करते हैं कि हमारा कोलेस्ट्रॉल सही है कि नहीं। तो वैसे ही प्रोजेक्ट में भी हेल्थ चेक होनी चाहिए कि कंस्ट्रक्शन लेवल का उसका जो सीक्वेंस है, उसका सेफ्टी है, वो सारी प्रॉपर हो रही कि नहीं, और वो डेली के बेसिस पे
डायग्नोसिस, सेल्फ डायग्नोसिस,
ताकि कुछ एक्सीडेंट ना आए।
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड,
थैंक यू,
ग्रेट। सो आई होप एवरीबडी एंजॉयड दिस विशफुल ब्रेक। अब थोड़ा हम लोग वापस आते हैं रियलिटी में। सो नेक्स्ट थिंग्स आर गोइंग टू बी, अभी तक हमने कॉमन क्वेश्चंस रखे थे, नाउ आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चंस टू टैप इनटू द स्पेसिफिक expertise of each of you. I will start with Manish bhai. So Manish bhai, you have obviously a very diverse background. I have been telling everyone that again and again. But it is also across project typologies, because you were also in infra projects with Kalpatru. Before that you were with JMC, then with the High Tech, now Rivera. So you have a lot of background. Also you have been involved with education. Also you have been involved with ISO. मतलब काफ़ी अच्छा मसाला है कुछ तड़कता भड़कता बोलने के लिए। तो the question I am going to ask you is, because of your connection with the young generation, what we know as Gen Z, lot of the people here are Gen Z, जो digital natives हैं, वो पैदा ही टेक्नोलॉजी के एरा में हुए हैं, जिन्होंने कभी वो वाला ग्रर वाला फ़ोन देखा ही नहीं, सीधा बटन वाला ही फ़ोन देखा। वो जनरेशन अब कंस्ट्रक्शन के अंदर, मतलब हर इंडस्ट्री में वर्कफोर्स में आ रही है, क्योंकि नाउ दे आर ऑलरेडी ग्रेजुएट्स, दे हैव ऑलरेडी एंटर्ड वर्कफोर्स। व्हाट डू यू सी हैपनिंग, बिकॉज दे आर ऑलरेडी टेक्नोलॉजी नेटिव्स, हाउ आर दे अडेप्टिंग टू वर्क कल्चर जो बना था हमारे ज़माने में और अब मॉडिफाई हो रहा है? व्हाट टर्बुलेंसेज और बेनिफिट डू यू एंटिसिपेट विद दिस जनरेशन कमिंग, and what dynamism do you expect them to bring, keeping the context of technology?
So a lot of challenges also as such, because Gen Z, and when I think it is always better that Gen Z represents them. I am from...
Sir, see, you are running the company.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to get work from them.
Yeah.
So from that angle I am asking.
Yeah, true.
I will throw the question to some Gen Z also.
Yeah.
तो validate भी हो जाएगा.
So many of these Gen Z has brilliant mind to work independently, and many of them are very good team players. So first, I think the organization may have to identify, or possibly even they also have to identify whether they are individual great player or they are a team player. Now, each fraternity or each section of this construction field needs different type of personality. Suppose it's a design or architecture, you don't need a very big team in a way. Maybe 2-3 people are there. But on a construction project side, you need a team of 50 people, 100 people. They are working together. Their mindset has to be different. So first of all, they have to identify and work accordingly. And when they are working in the specific area, then that type of technology will help. Irrespective of anything, the current generation, whatever coming out of the colleges, they like technology. They have worked, as you said, directly on AutoCAD. There is no drawing board, there is no drawing paper, T-squares, drafter and all that. This is not which used to be there earlier. So they know technology to a great extent, but they have to continuously upgrade also, because technology is upgrading itself so fast that if the current generation also, if they do not keep pace with that, they will be left behind. And that will happen within 5 years itself. For example, if they know only AutoCAD, it will not be enough. They have to learn BIM also over a period of time, and it will become very much necessary. So continuously upgrading their skill in whatever technology is coming, then collaborating platforms, interacting with the team members, because on a project site, they are working with the entire cross-section of the society. There are workers who are still earning only for the day. And there are people who have helicopters. They all work on, the engineer has to interact with almost with all these team members. The person who is earning for the day, person who is only having two-wheeler, person having Mercedes, and person having helicopter. He has to understand and adapt to all these mindsets and the team also. So Gen Z has no doubt a lot of challenges in terms of technology, not only in terms of technology, in terms of these also.
Do you see them forcing traditional companies to adapt technology?
It is must. For any organization, if they want to grow, system is most important. And system, when you are implementing for one project, one system, another project, another system, third project, third system cannot work. And that's why I said the cloud computing and cloud server was one of the best things which has happened, that which has brought so many projects on one platform. Earlier, in my early days, the DPR used to be on paper. We used to send through post, not before email, I am saying. Then it came email through email. But now
Fax.
everything is available.
First fax came.
Yeah, then fax, and then this thing came. So now everything is available on mobile. So ERP, for example, ERP is one of the best solutions for any construction company. Site project needs something, it is already predicted, and it is known that they will need XYZ material.
So what I would like to, the key takeaway from Manish Bhai is that while the new generation is tech-friendly, tech-adaptive, they also need to keep up to it because it is changing rapidly. But second important takeaway which I gathered is that as a leader of the company where you are responsible for hiring, P&L, everything, it is also matchmaking of the individual personality type and the technology type. That is something that I took away. So psychology is also very important.
One sentence, if I have to say, if you take Gen Z and don't provide them technology, they will not work.
They will not work.
They will not work. You have to have continuously upgrading technology systems in your organization, then only they will work. Otherwise, they will find out their way.
So sir, tell me one thing. I'm extending a little bit, but as a P&L is in your control, do you think overheads have increased because of technology? Because you have to keep on learning new?
No, it has reduced. It has reduced.
भाई everyone listen, मैं जानबूझ के उल्टा question पूछ रहा हूँ. बताइए sir.
Then you can ask again.
नहीं, ulta means I contradicted, so you can correct.
Can you please ask one second?
Arre, I asked, do you think overheads of companies have increased because technology keeps changing and you have to keep on unlearning and learning and adapting?
No. If you are continuously learning, the learning cycle is too small. It doesn't take years to learn. Many of the technology, when they are changing and upgrading, it takes only few hours of learning. It is not that you have to go and attend some 6 months of course. Only thing you have to continuously learn.
So the key takeaway is that rather than doing leaps after 2 years, do small increments. जैसे संजय सर ने बोला 0.25% every day. पंच लाइन था पिछले पैनल डिस्कशन का. Anyway, thank you sir. I wanted to connect ROI because sometimes people are afraid कि टेक्नोलॉजी से कॉस्ट बढ़ जाएगा.
कम होती है. Apuru ji, again, because you are the only one who is doing large government projects, so I have to keep on putting that angle to you only. It is mega size, large stakeholders, like even the stakeholders themselves are large companies, and stakes are also large because public money is involved, a lot of disruption is involved. What is the speed of adaptation of technology? Because now everybody knows it is important. It is not an option. But what are the major challenges or what are the major benefits you have seen already? Means not wishful, so already you have experienced.
See, in large infrastructure projects, you have a large construction company, you have a big consultant working, and then of course you have the owners themselves, whatever department of the government is. The whole system, the digitalization of the entire project becomes effective when the owner is going to adopt it as part of the as part of the project execution. If it is the contractor says that I have this, I have a digital platform, but if the owner says, no, I'll need hard copies.
So owner as in the government body itself?
The government, the whatever. So at the end of the day, unless and until the government itself does not go digital, large infrastructure projects are not going to see the amount of benefit which should actually come from digitalization. A large construction company will have a complete digital system, but at the end of the day, it's not going to seamlessly connect with the system of the client. So then it's not going to work. So I feel that this will only happen when so there have been projects like Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor where everything was digital.
Even the high-speed railway network.
Rails, where you are not allowed to send a hard copy letter, you are not allowed to issue drawings, it has to be done on the cloud.
So where the body itself is the driver, you have seen successful adaptation.
Absolutely.
If they are not there, even if the contractor or consultant want, they will be handicapped.
Exactly.
So all stakeholders का बार-बार आ रहा है. देखो तीसरी बार ये point आया है. First Neha brought the point, then Manish bhai, now Apur bhai. So getting all stakeholders on the same platform, or even if it is different platform, but at least talking to each other, integration-wise, seems to be the key to success. Rikunj bhai, next question is to you based on your specific work body. As a real estate developer and having PMC background prior to that, you still founded a BIM services company. ठीक है? तो can you tell what made you do that? ऐसा क्या हुआ कि developer से आप service provider बन गए? That is not the last question. 1 second. Okay. Then on top of that, you created a digital tool also, which is another type of thing. तो ऐसा क्या हो रहा है जो आप ये सब कर रहे हो?
I think I would say for me technology was not fascination. Because अगर मैं उसको एक simple word में अपने आप को define करूँ तो for me technology was a solution. I was looking for a solution. So business में आना तो गुजराती था तो it was quite natural कि भाई business तो करना है. And transition from PMC to real estate was very natural choice because it was a family run business, and then one day you feel like बहुत अब बात सीख लिया देख लिया, then you should venture into the real estate business. And while playing this both roles, what I have found that majorly cost and time delays which are there in the project, the root causes are always either it is an information asymmetry, or it was about data mismatch, or it was about non-systematic way of approaching that activity, construction activity. And probably all those, coming time and time, and me and one of my best friend, I think he was here, Ninad, we always discuss about the solution, and we found that BIM is a solution which has a solution, and not as a software, but as a process. So when we started in 2021, we were actually looking for solution for our problems which we are having in our, projects. Then we found a scope where we felt like, okay, fine, we should do it. Why? Because at that point of time, majorly BIM companies who were there in the business, they were not actually knowing the pain of that last man on the job, probably the junior site engineer or the supervisor, right? Because unless and until that technology, if it is not resolving that last man on the job, uska problem agar usko resolve nahi karegi, then it is probably not going to be helpful for entire project, because that is the one who is actually doing the job and everyone is designing and coordinating. And BIM was providing that thing. And then once again, we find a problem about, we have all the data, all design data, coordinated data there in our system. And that junior engineer is having only one A1 size sheet which has very limited scope of data availability. And he is the person who has to take call on site that यहाँ पे तुझे shuttering का इतना size रखना है. Now, if he is not having all the relevant data with respect to that, he will not be taking right decision, even though it is there, it is resolved. And we find at that point of time something we need to identify how I can, empower that person who has that hard copy of that sheet and he has to take decision. that by one click, he will get all relevant data of those drawings like 3D, quantity, the interlinked drawings, which is actually needed by that guy. So that was the problem. We found a solution in Civil QR. So for me, it was very organic. Like,
see, this is a
reaching to
classical
Civil QR.
case. This is a first of all, I would like a big round of applause, because very rarely you find somebody in a position of power, in the position of command, empathizing with the person who is actually doing the job on the site, and then solving that problem for them. So hats off to what you have done. But the lesson of the takeaway that I got from 𝐿𝐭𝐻𝐵hai is that technology is not for the fascination or for the wow factor. It is to solve a genuine problem. It is to solve the pain. In your case, the pain, I mean, it's everybody's pain, but in your case, you realize that site engineer not having the most relevant drawing or the related drawing, because nowadays, you know, one drawing is not enough. Only plan will not work. You will need the section, you will need some zoom detail, which may be on some other drawing. So now he has to carry 4 or 5 drawings, which they never do. They generally don't do that.
Just one thing I wanted to add. So I always say with all majorly PMC firms which I'm working with, I always say I have a very, very soft corner for the project management consultancy firms, because I used to say that in entire project concessionaire team, PMC is the only one who are always, you know, on a center stage of that blame game. And like, it's a thankless job for them. Because I have been into that situation and I know that what is the pain, and they are the engineers. Finally, they are the engineers and who are, you know, doing real job on the site from starting from designing to execution to handover. And if I'm not gonna help through this entire community through technology, then it is not gonna useful. So that was
so nice. I think from behalf of all the PMCs, I thank you. I think Sachinji, you wanted to share something, and then Neha also wanted to share something.
Yes, nailed it, saying that the PMCs are, I mean, the thankless job and everything. That's what I was agreeing to, basically.
Ajay, you were agreeing to that?
I was agreeing to it, basically.
Like,
so.
if you saw some of the video footage that was on YouTube, yesterday, I think same time, but the panel was saying otherwise. They are saying it is the best job, it is the most important job. I think, कौन कल बोल रहे थे ना? तो थोड़ा हौसला अफजाई करिए. इतना भी thankless नहीं है. But yes, the thing is that it is an easy target, because everybody's scope is restricted to their deliverable. PMC scope is integrating everybody's deliverable. Manish bhai is saying, यार contractor का ही फिर क्यों penalty करता है?
No, the one who appreciates it sees as a, I mean, it doesn't see it as a cost, basically. The one who doesn't appreciate it sees as a cost, additional cost on the project. That is what the problem is, basically, when it comes to PMCs.
Yes, yes. Neha Ben, you wanted to say same thing? Okay. So, chalo, 𝐿𝐿𝐻𝐵hai made some fan following today.
Say why it is so. When you have all the knowledge, all information, and others do not have enough of that, you feel more pain. PMC has understanding what is the expectation of client. PMC has the understanding what are the pains of contracting company. They know structural engineers' pain, architects' pain, so that's why they have more information, which is not available with all. So they feel more painful.
That was very deep and philosophical. थोड़ा मेडिटेट करके समझना पड़ेगा आपकी बात की गहराई को. थोड़ा तो क्वेश्चन भी उसी के ऊपर आधारित है. सो using digital technologies. Now, from the background of women in construction, because we see very few coming into education and then very few of them coming into field or in real practical, construction projects. What do you feel, or do you feel? Do you feel that digital technologies are in a way making the field little level for making it more what you call मतलब ज़्यादा मौके मिल रहे हैं? Something you want to share?
Well, as you all know, this construction industry is generally dominated by male.
थोड़ा नज़दीक रखो.
Generally dominated by male because of various reasons, lack of infrastructure on site, etc., etc. But I think using digitization, it has made every gender's, I would not say male or female, but every gender's life quite easy, more adaptable and more systematic way. So considering women in industry, yes, I can see there are many avenues which can be open for women. Say, having this real-time data available on digital platforms. So irrespective of being physical on site, they can be, using the data and plan, monitor, and control the project. So I think, yes, digitization and certainly open such avenues. And I'm glad that I am at the front where we are seeing more women in the construction. And I'm hoping to see many more next year when we plan such events and many more sitting in the same panel.
Thank you, thank you. That is message for organizers. And one thing which I would like to share from my experience is that before DigiQC, when we were running, there was a project in Florida, US, which was entirely controlled from India, 21 consultants, 2 architects, 3 interior designers, 2 lighting consultants, it was a mixed use. Very, very premium, was completely controlled from here. And just like that movie Mangalyaan and then Vaccine War, entire team which was coordinating in India was only women. There were 4 and all of them, and they were also working night because of US timing. So 2 day, 2 night karke, they handled the entire project. And none of them had actually visited US also. All of them were from Indian education, but they obviously got training. So we could see the difference. So, and they could do it because technology was enabling to do them. So I see a lot of potential myself in that. And Sachinji, you again, torchbearer of the high-tech world because of the Western origin of your company. Have you started using AI in your company? AI को मैंने last तक बचा के रखा. अभी पूछ रहा हूँ, and then it will come back to all of you. So anything you have done with AI other than ChatGPT?
I mean, my day starts with using AI probably, I'll say. Because MNC में क्या होता है ना, operation नहीं आपको धंधा भी लाना पड़ता है. And everybody loves a guy who brings in revenue for an organization basically. In that document, the keywords and everything, it will help you preparing your proposal completely. So it helps me in that particular thing. Also, when you get a site progress report, basically, even you can upload that also on ChatGPT, and you get a complete recording what is there in that progress report. You can listen to that recording while going from your office to your, to home, basically. So that we are using technology, but at an individual level, I'll say right now. Probably at an organizational level.
Organizationally, anything जो SOP का part बन गया है?
अभी तक नहीं, I'll say that.
So there is a chance that Indian PMC can be faster in adaptation and become better.
We want to do that.
अपना राजकोट थी થઈ શકે भाई. Right? So the reason I am pointing out Rajkot is because the largest delegation of PMC representation I interacted are from Rajkot. So big clap for the metal city. है ना, पहले metal city बोले थे, अब digital भी हो गया. So, but on a serious note, Sachin ji, what I wanted to ask you is, because you have been told, क्योंकि देखो हर एक में नीचे disclaimer आता ही है, open है, don't trust us. Basically नीचे लिख के ही आता है कि हम पे भरोसा मत करो. And balances अभी तक आया है आपके यहाँ?
I'll say no, as such, there is no checks and balances as such, I'll say. But, I mean, from the risk point of view that you're talking right now, I mean, the confidentiality of the documents basically is at a question mark. When you're putting something online, I mean, it can be accessed by somebody else as well. So that puts your organization into the danger sometimes. So that can be, I mean, you always sign a confident NDA agreement with your clients basically, and when you're uploading those kind of documents online, then the confidentiality is at a stake basically for an organization. So from the confidentiality is at a stake basically for an organization. So from the I mean that point of view, it is at a risk currently. That's what I see basically.
So this, while we are talking good part about digital technology, we should also look at, and whoever talking good part about digital technology, we should also look at, and whoever decides to use understand from him.
We are sharing, and second is contract management. Now, as we all know, many a time the tender drawings, lot of things, lot of soft data are even available, but it is very difficult to go through everything. Software helps in AutoCAD, whatever drawing, gives summaries into 4-page, other points. Apart from that, it also identifies the ambiguity within that. Because in one para it is mentioned that the project duration is 21 months. Somewhere else it is mentioned it is 24 months. Somewhere else it is something different. Similarly, basic rate or various such items are there where there are possibility of ambiguity within the tender itself. So you have to go for pre-bid, you have to interact with them, we have to get it clarified. But there is no time of going through 500 pages and all. So this software helps in identifying all those things. Once the tender is awarded to us, then you can carry out the similar type of risk analysis in detail and keep it with the contracts team. So during the course of project, execution of project, if you want to refer that summary, rather than again and again going through entire document, कि इसमें ये क्या था, flyers का क्या है, ये है, वो है, all that summary and important points are available, and it can be shared with the core team with the necessary rights and all that. So this AI tool we are using, and we are planning to use some more also.
Same question. AI that
yes.
you are using in the organization. AI for your work.
Yeah, so as consultants, one of the biggest pains for us is creating presentations of projects every day. So we use AI to create presentations because it saves a lot of time, because as consultants, it's for us time is money, the hours we have to spend doing certain things. So that's, otherwise, we definitely, each engineer uses AI in some way or other to solve individual problems. They are working on something and they can't find the solution with whatever literature or whatever, material available. They will, tell ChatGPT to give it a solution, and sometimes you might get good solutions, but not always.
So you do a human check after the AI gives
absolutely. You cannot rely on whatever AI gives you, because whenever we do work, there is a liability involved, and we cannot take that kind of a chance.
Great, thank you so much. Rikunj bhai, AI for your real work.
So first of all, I wanted to define that I certainly believe there is a difference between the automation and AI. Because in automation, normally what happens that that the end result would be this. You are expecting and you are just reducing your manual steps. Whereas when we talk about AI, I always say that artificial intelligence, that means he has its own brain. And once it is going to give you the result, you have to check it. Because the way we, based on our experience, we create our responses, the same way AI is doing it. Now, by saying that, yes, we are working on it, not using it because the gentleman's request about 2D to 3D, right? It is there. People are doing it, right? There are IITians and even IISc guys who claim to have done this. We are helping them as a beta users. But the same way, unless and until, because they haven't gone to the industry, so they don't know the designers, how, when they give that 2D data, it is one of the most scariest schematic DWG files, which one has to, read in between the lines when you are reading the 2D drawings. So what they are doing is that the all model extruded 2D drawings, and then they are feeding that drawings to the learning model, and then they are saying that it is 3D. But in real world, it is not like this. So right now we are helping them, providing real world data, the schematic first 2D drawings, which doesn't have even nomenclature properly mentioned in the file, and just layering are there. So I still believe that AI has a lot to do.
It's still not there for you to...
Yeah, because I'm looking for a solution and not a fascination. So
Great. Neha Ben, anything that you rely on AI in your work days?
Well, as Sachin just mentioned, AI and all other tools, we use it at a personal level at the moment. But definitely being TPQA consultant and official implementation partner of DGQC, we have requested DGQC team to look into that, to bring that AI features on this quality monitoring app, so that these quality checks are little less time consuming and giving more results. So yes, as I said, not on a organizational level, but yes.
So one thing which is coming out clearly from this last question is that 3 of the 5 panelists are little skeptical. Of course, Manish Bhai is already relying on it. Apur Bhai is also relying on it, because they are talking from organizational standpoint. Everybody else individually is skeptical. I am pretty sure next time when this panel discussion, something like this happens, we will hear some really wonderful use cases. Because every 2 or 3 months, some big revolution is happening in that aspect, and it is changing the other aspects also. For example, in ERP, already it is right one-time input and everywhere it is benefiting. But now AI is already going into the analytic parts also. It is giving insights also. These 2 parameters don't seem to be right. There may be predictably you will have a cash flow crunch at this month, whatever. Right now that is not part of any ERP. But because the ERP companies are also software companies, so they are also learning that AI can help them. So they are building in these facilities, and very soon we should have the ability to predict or sometimes even prescribe. Then it is human choice whether they want to, learn from it or not learn from it. So that's it. I would request if the audience has any specific questions to any of the panelists or in general. Anybody? Rajesh Bhai, any query? No? Yes, sir.
હું ગુજરાતીમાં જ બોલીશ. અને આ પ્રશ્ન એવો છે કે ખરેખર બધાને હળવા કરવા માટે જ પ્રશ્ન છે. ખરેખર પ્રશ્નનો જવાબ તો લગભગ કોઈ પણ હશે નહીં, પણ ફ્યુચરમાં બની શકે. એટલે હું છે ને શાકભાજીનો મને શોખ લેવાનો. ઘરનું શાકભાજી મને ચાન્સ મળે ને ત્યાં હું જ લઉં છું. એટલે આમ 2-4 વાર લારીમાં જાય તો એક લારીવાળો એવું કે આ ઓર્ગેનિક છે, આ ઓર્ગેનિક છે, બરાબર. એટલે હું એવું કહું કે બિલ્ડરો ક્યારે કહેશે કે આ મારું બિલ્ડિંગ ઓર્ગેનિક છે? કદાચ ભવિષ્યમાં એવું બિલ્ડરો કહેશે ને એવી ફેસિલિટી આપશે કે એને એમ કહેવાય કે ભાઈ આ મારી આ સાઇટ છે, આ ઓર્ગેનિક છે. જવાબ અઘરો જ છે, પણ મને બધાને હળવા કરવા માટે મેં પ્રશ્ન પૂછ્યો છે.
કોણ લેશે આ? એટલે જવાબ તમે ક્વેશ્ચન પૂછતા જ કહો અઘરો છે એટલે લોકો આમે થોડું ડરી જાય.
એનું એક ઉદાહરણ આપી દઉં તમને. લોનાવાલા પાસે there is a place called Machan. It's a tree house, right? It has like it is placed on the big trees અને એનું આખું સ્ટ્રક્ચર વુડનમાં બનાવેલું છે. તો I probably they can confidently say આ ઓર્ગેનિક છે.
સર તમારો છે ને એક થોડો ફિલોસોફિકલ સવાલ છે અને આ ડિજિટલ ટેકનોલોજીની વાત ચાલે છે એટલે અમારા માટે આઉટ ઓફ કોર્સ છે એ પણ એક આન્સર આપી દઉં તો છતાં કે ઓર્ગેનિકનો જે મૂળ છે એ છે કે એ નેચરથી આવ્યો ને નેચરમાં પાછો જતો રહ્યો. એટલે આપણે મૂળ કેમિકલ પ્રોપર્ટી ચેન્જ ના કરી શકીએ, બરાબર? તો પછી આપણે જે રિકુંજભાઈએ કીધું એવું જ વાપરવું પડે. માટીના ઘર બનાવવા પડે, બાંબુના ઘર બનાવવા પડે ને એવી રીતે. અમે એને આગ પણ ના લગાવી શકીએ. અમે ક્લેને બર્ન કરીએ તો એ ઓર્ગેનિક ના થઈ જાય કેમ કે ડિકમ્પોઝ નથી થતું. એટલે જો એવું કરવું હોય તો કોઈ એક્ઝોટિક રિઝોર્ટની અંદર કે એવું થાય. બાકી રિયલ એસ્ટેટ ને કન્સ્ટ્રક્શનમાં તમે ઓર્ગેનિક કરવા જાઓ તો એ એટલે એની ડ્યુરેબિલિટી ઉપર પ્રશ્ન આવશે. આઈ હોપ એવી કોઈ ટેકનોલોજી આવે જે અમને રોંગ પ્રૂવ કરે કે ઓર્ગેનિક થતાં પણ એ વર્ષ ચાલે. આપણા જૂના મંદિરો છે જેટલા પણ છે, હમણાં હું જગન્નાથપુરીથી જ આવ્યો, આટલો ભવ્ય, આટલું 700 ફૂટ ઊંચું, આ એ ઓર્ગેનિક જ છે કેમ કે એ બન્યો છે પથ્થરથી. એ ઓર્ગેનિક જ હતો એટલે આપણે કશું એનું કેમિકલ પ્રોપર્ટી ચેન્જ નહીં કરી અને ગમે તે થઈ જાય. પથ્થર તો નેચરનો જ પાર્ટ હતો, એ પાછો રહ્યો. એટલે આઈધર એ ટેકનોલોજીમાં જવું પડે. ચલો, થેન્ક યુ સર, થેન્ક યુ ફોર યોર બ્લેસિંગ્સ. બટ આ જે સરે ઓર્ગેનિકનું પૂછ્યું ને, આજની તારીખમાં એ હવે સસ્ટેનેબિલિટી બાજુ જતું રહ્યું કે આપણે હવે જે લાઇનમાં છીએ કન્સ્ટ્રક્શનમાં, વી આર ધ બિગેસ્ટ કોન્ટ્રીબ્યુટર ટુ કાર્બન એમિશન. વી વિલ કમ ટુ યુ, બટ ધીસ ઇઝ અ વેરી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ પાર્ટ. આઈ થિંક ટેકનોલોજી સમવેર વિલ કોન્ટ્રીબ્યુટ ટુ દેટ. આજની તારીખમાં એકાઉન્ટન્ટનું કામ કરે છે, ડિજિટલ ટેકનોલોજી એકાઉન્ટન્ટનું કામ કરે છે કેમ કે કાર્બન કેટલું વપરાયું, કેટલું એમિશન થયું, કેટલું બચાવી શકીએ એનું ખાલી કેલ્ક્યુલેશન કરે છે. કાલે ઉઠીને કદાચ એવું એ બને કે એવું કોઈ ડિઝાઇનમાં ચેન્જ કરે કે આપણું મટીરિયલની વપરાત જ ઓછી થઈ જાય. આઈ એમ ઇન્સ્પાયર્ડ બાય બાયોમિમિક્રી. ઇટ્સ અ ડિફરન્ટ ટોપિક. આપણે કેસ્ટેલેટેડ બીમ હોય છે, બરાબર છે? હવે કેસ્ટેલેટેડ બીમ એકચ્યુઅલી તો મટીરિયલ બચાવે છે ને. હવે આખો સ્ટ્રક્ચર જ એ ટાઈપની ફિલોસફીમાં બનતું હોય તો કેટલું મટીરિયલ બચી જાય. એટલે ધીસ ઇઝ ઓલ ફિલોસફી. આઈ થિંક વી કમ બેક ટુ ટેકનોલોજી. There is a question from yellow. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself Challawala Hussain. I work as a junior quantity surveyor in a PMC company. Sir, my question is very simple. We talked about time, cost, and quality of a project. We missed out a major part, which is safety at site. Sir, how can digitalization help while to maintain the safety at site? Like Sachin sir said, okay, we are experimenting the camera on the labor's helmet. Sir, we can't do on a large-scale project where there are 500, 600 people.
No, this is a good question. But first of all, when we say time, cost, and quality, my belief is safety is part of quality, because quality is not only the workmanship. Quality is also the process, and safety is part of it. At least that is my definition. It is the holistic quality.
Okay, sir.
Now coming back to what you are saying, nowadays almost free of cost AI models are available, which live feed of a camera, you can train it of what is safe, what is not safe, and it will detect for you. Recently, we proposed similar thing to a very reputed refinery. I'm talking about my company, where it will not only identify the violation, it can be as simple violation as PEP not worn, hard hat or shoe or jacket or belt or whatever. Whatever we train, we have to just tell that these are violation, this is not violation. And the camera will detect, raise the alarm. If they allow us for facial detection, because of some privacy issues they have not allowed. But if they allow, then we can even tell which person was violating. Otherwise, it will be location, date, time, and context. So technology is already there. But as Apurbai rightfully said, the biggest impact is on large projects. And there, if the owner is not interested, Somebody has to pay.
Yes, correct.
Right?
Sir.
Generally, everything is paid by owner. Whether it is contractor scope or PMC scope, ultimately तो वो bill में ही आने वाला है. Right, sir? Everything that PMC will also spend on, they will bill it. So ultimately, owner is paying. So till the time owner is not interested, they will not do it. Now, why we are doing it in refinery? Because safety is paramount importance.
Yes.
एक चिंगारी धड़ाका.
Yes, sir.
अनफॉर्चुनेटली बाकी जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं वहाँ थोड़ा अभी जान की कीमत नहीं है इतनी, अनफॉर्चुनेट पार्ट है. मतलब कोई भी हाईवे ब्रिज बनता है कितने लोग की वो कबर बन जाती है हमें नहीं पता. इट इज ऑलवेज हिडन, records are managed. But the day human life will get value, these things will also get value.
Okay, sir.
Very simple, honest truth. Anybody would like to add to it?
See, basically, when we are thinking about safety of worker and engineer, supervisor, everybody on site, there are many aspects of it. The first and foremost is the training for them. Training for the worker who should be fully aware about his own safety. And for that, technology can do a lot of things. Like you can put small videos, induction programs on their WhatsApp or on TV. So that is also technology. So when we are saying technology, it is not only identifying the defaulters. It is not that punishing somebody. We have to first create the awareness part of it, then data part of it. That how many people have come, what type of first aid things are happening, near-miss things are happening, minor incident, major incident, contractor-wise, agency-wise, engineer-wise, name-wise, body parts type. Once you have all those type of data, automatically you will be able to take certain decisions. Whether this machine is causing more injuries or other machine is causing more injuries. So that is a part of data analysis. There also technology can definitely help once we have the data and information available on the platform, like DGQC or DG Safety for that matter. So creating awareness, carrying out data analysis, taking decision on that, for these technologies are already available. And then the third part, as he rightly said, maybe helmets, helmet-based camera and all that, where we want to actually identify either compliance or non-compliance and then take action. So in all these areas, technology can help.
Sachinji, if you want to add to safety.
His question is particularly related to large-scale project, if I understand. So
It is related to safety.
yeah, safety. So for large-scale project, what you can do is probably you can have cameras, at a specific locations probably, which needs to be monitored by somebody who is, experienced in a safety basically. So at least he can, inform person right at the site that what is happening wrong in terms of the safety, where the laborers are not using safety equipments, where the safety instructions are not getting followed basically. So that can be done on a large-scale project. If at all you cannot use those cameras for every labor on the site for the large scale. But on a specific location, as Manish sir also said, on the crane they have installed the cameras and they can see the entire activity from that particular location. So that allows you to see at least wherever you feel that activities are really going to take away the life, or maybe it is going to be dangerous for a workman to work there. So that can be at least avoided through that kind of technology, I'll say.
Rikunj bhai.
So adding to the Manish by what he has said about the training. So I'll give the real example. In Surat, there is a company, and it was hired by L&T because there was an industrial project. Now, there were two problems they were facing in that industrial project. A, that the worker who is going there for the work, it's a drilling machine. Like, it has to do some drilling in that industrial zone. And the space was very narrow. They knew that there is a very narrow space where they need to do drilling, and there was a pipe was going in between, and they need to make sure that it doesn't, touch that. So they were hired, and what they have done a solution as an L&T. So they have created entire simulation model. Now the worker first go to that simulating area. He has to wear that VR glasses, and he has to while VR, he has that entire drilling machine in hand simulation, and he has to do drilling. So once, if he is doing correct, then it is okay. But if his angle is different, his speed is different, then it will say red beep. So like 100 times, he will do, so that he will be trained that while he is going there, he will not make any mistake. Now that is one of the very beautiful solution which is created by VR companies. So.
And if we go one step further, the robotic arm. Robotic arm could be an answer. By the way, when my first job out of college, I used a technology from Japan. 𝐹𝐶ONS was the contractor, where we did underpinning of columns and put 2 basements below an existing building. Some people may even today think it is impossible. This was in Mumbai, where the old, means the first crossroads mall was built. So 𝐹𝐶ONS had imported a machine from Japan, which was like a mouse. You know, between the foundation, it used to go dig, and then behind it was small conveyor belt-based containers, which would keep on dragging the dirt out. Even this is 98, I'm talking. Even then, the camera was there, you know, on the TV, because that time flat screen was not there, so TV screen was there. They could see that, and remote control like a video game they could do, and it had sensors. So ऐसा नहीं है कि technology नहीं है. That this is also safety. Why? Because human did not have to go. जैसे mining के अंदर लोग जाते हैं, ये तो machine चली गई और कर लिया. So technology is already there. I think the problem with safety is intention. You really want to risk the human life and spend on the technology, or you want to prevent that. It is as simple as that. So यहाँ पे भी psychology काम आती है, sir. So very good question. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Any other queries?
Sir, I have one more question. Sir, how to the whole panel, how do you guys see the change in role of a planning engineer as the AI is getting on a boom? So how it will affect the mindset and the work method of a planning engineer?
Planning contractor से अच्छा कोई नहीं करता है.
There are 2 types of planning. Push planning and pull planning. If you have understood about the lean construction management, you will find out that.
Yes, sir.
So when we are talking about planning, I personally feel planning engineer's role should not be only the monitor what had happened and prepare the DPR, WPR and MPR. His major role is to visualize the project for balance period. And that is the key role. As you are saying, the role of planning engineer, how it should change like this only. They have to always see what should happen, what is happening. So most of the planning engineer, I am not blaming anybody, but many of them are spending more time, 80% of the time, on collecting data and analyzing what has happened in terms of progress monitoring. But as a planning engineer, they should visualize what should happen. And that should be the role of planning engineer for balance period, how we can expedite, how we can ensure crash planning or whatever, how we can ensure that we achieve desired quality and time within the all other parameter of cost and safety. So that should be the role of planning, and that should change now.
Okay.
It is changing.
Let's ask PMC perspective, Neha and Sachin, same question. A very good question.
Thank you, sir.
Well, as we discussed,
Will planning engineer lose their job because of AI? Basically, वही पूछ रहा है.
see, when it comes to AI, as we all discussed earlier, AI cannot be simply implemented in our day-to-day life. Once we use it, we also have to have courage or the time to analyze what AI has analyzed for us, right? So simply using AI is not serving the purpose.
Okay, ma'am.
As Manish sir rightly said, I mean, he need not to do delay analysis. I mean, what has happened. He has to see what is going to happen, which will make his progress at site better. What kind of machinery he wants to, I mean, have in order to complete his work faster, whether he needs to increase the manpower or not. That's what he got to see. AI basically won't be able to do it because he'll not be able to gauge what future actions are required to complete that particular project, because the complexity is such that he'll not be able to understand right now what is required at this stage of the project, which a planning engineer who is having visualization can easily understand, who has seen the past project in his experience basically, who has seen the projects, then he can easily gauge what kind of machinery is required right now at this stage of the project, what kind of labor that he requires on this project, and he can push agencies accordingly basically. So the clear answer that AI cannot take planning engineer's job. But yeah, obviously he need to be futuristic and not be doing the delay analysis kind of a thing.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, please. Please say your name and background, so it is easier to understand the context.
Hello. Yeah, I am Virat Shah. I am an IIT IIM graduate and founder of SWA Consultancy. My question was more about economies of scale and how colliers, like they're doing a pilot project. So my question is for Sachin, Mr. Sachin Jain. And they're doing a pilot project on a site with, of course, higher expenses with cameras on every worker's caps. So I was also thinking like coming new, so founding a new company, so coming new into the industry, I was thinking ki, how can the on-site data, it can be digitalized and be available on some sort of dashboard. Like Mr. Manish started the conversation with cloud and having a command and control center. So having this kind of dashboard and monitoring is one of the key aspects of a PMC, I would say. So, so again, articulating the question that how can this product be scaled in a way that's more accessible and approachable, I would say more accessible to all the stakeholders in this PMC environment. So have you have any plans, or what does your preliminary experience with the project give you insights?
Probably, I mean, this question can be answered by a technology guy who's developing this kind of softwares, because he has to bring the cost of technology down. I mean, that's what will make us use this technology across all the projects, basically. See, currently we are doing it on a pilot project. I mean, we have to see costing as well. We have to see what is the cost that we can incur on that particular project. If it is okay with that particular project, then only we can go ahead with that kind of technology. If my budgets are not allowing me to use that kind of technology, my management is not going to allow me to use that particular technology. So probably once we progress a bit, this technology is used by many, going forward, then obviously, the innovative minds will come up with a solution which will bring down the cost of the technology, probably, and that will, you can see then every labor in India probably is using that kind of technology.
So this is a very good question from a technology maturity standpoint.
Yes, sir.
Any technology in its early days will always seem very expensive, and it will always seem less, means giving result less than what normally you are doing. Every time you will see the same. There is classical case study where I think Kodak invented the digital camera, right? Kodak invented the digital camera, but they, megapixel was less, size was big, and cost was very big. And they shelved the project because they did not believe it had any future. And look at it, Kodak is almost out of business. And digital tech, where the cameras have gone. So it is never a good idea to evaluate in the early days. Maybe after 2-3 years, you see how much adoption is happening, how costs are being optimized. Then you can take a judgment.
So, sorry, a small follow-up comment. So,
can you keep the mic closer to your...
a small follow-up comment actually. You said about 2-3 years, maybe the cycle would be different, like getting on to new products, like new softwares, like BIM is something that's new, which was not there 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Your voice is not clear.
So BIM was not there some years ago, and now it's a reality. Like it actually solves a very relevant problem. So communication and coordination with PMC is also a relevant problem. So is it like 2-3 years where we would see a change, or can it happen quickly, or what should we expect with the technology?
For which technology you are asking?
The command control center, sort of.
Sorry?
Command and control center.
Let Rikunj
before I will go to the command and control center solutions, first I would tell you about my experiences with the technology as an cost incurred item. Yeah, because see, आदमी कब पैसा देता है? जब उसको कोई प्रॉब्लम है और वो प्रॉब्लम है उसको पता हो. See, if I had a problem and I know that this problem is causing something big to me, then and then only I'll be looking for a solution, and I'll pay for that solution. So in my case, if I go with just for the BIM services with the developers or all the any project concessionaire, probably they will not understand the importance of it. But when you know that classic case of QR code of bathrooms. Now, what we have done, that developer has a bigger problem when they are handovering their flat. What they do, they in their handover file, they give the AutoCAD drawings of the plumbing details to the customer, or max to max that that photograph of all 4 sides of the bathroom. The engineer take the photograph in very unlit areas, and they give that to the customer. And the customer is not God. He will not understand all those details, and he will drill that location only where there is a pipe running inside it. And then the entire problem starts. So we provide a solution where the developer will give all bathrooms QR code to the customer, and customer will place that QR code in the back side of that door, so that whenever he wants to drill, today, tomorrow, after handover of 1 month, 1 year, whatever, he will just scan that QR code. He will see entire 3D of that bathroom, all the lines which are going vertically, horizontally, sunk, ceiling, everything. He will take dimensions of those, that how much far it is from the door jamb. So he is liable now if he is doing a mistake. So that was the problem which started from my project, and then it was becoming hot cake for the developers whom I'm interacting with. So that is one way of first identify the problem of your customer, which that is a solution. Now about the command and control center. I assume not exactly understood, but the Power BI, let's say Power BI. Okay. So the data which has been so much data generated in one project, like we have been right now approached where all the data, either it is 2D data or design data, construction data, and all sort of data. There's so much data every day being generated in a single project. Now, people who are sitting on the top, they will not see this software is giving this type of reports, this software is giving this type of report, this software is giving this type of report. And they will not probably having time, okay, fine, मुझे इसका भी पढ़ने दो, इसका भी पढ़ने दो, इसका भी पढ़ने दो. So now there are, posts like information manager who are there in the company who actually manages all those data in such a way that it gives you that one single window where there are some pie charts, there are some bar charts, there are some, visualization platforms where the data are there. Now that sort of managing data to very important information is a key. But how? Once you should know that what is the problem or what sort of data that higher management needed. Now अगर मैं उसको बहुत सारे pie chart भी दे दूंगा, but उसको ज़रूरत ही नहीं है, तो फिर उसके लिए कुछ काम नहीं होगा. ठीक है, तो something like a control center where I am assuming, and from your perception is like there is a single window where all, things are there in such a way that real time it is being updated also. And looking at those data, one can take easy decision, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Thank you, રિકુંજ ભાઈ. Yes. Oh, you have.
Good evening, everyone. હું રાજકોટથી છું. આદિત્ય દીક્ષિત મારું નામ છે, PMC ટીમમાંથી. રિકુંજ સરે જે રીતે વાત કરી એ રીતે ઓલરેડી અમે એક બિલ્ડિંગમાં પ્લાનિંગ કરેલું છે. રાજકોટની અંદર 14 સ્ટોરી હોસ્પિટલ એક બની રહી છે કે જેની અંદર મેન્ટેનન્સ ટીમને હેલ્પફુલ થાય, કારણ કે હોસ્પિટાલિટી અને હોસ્પિટલ આ બે પ્રોજેક્ટ એવા છે કે જેમાં મેન્ટેનન્સના કારણે ઘણું હેમ્પર થઈ શકે છે. તો દરેક રૂમના દરવાજાની પાછળ જ એક QR કોડ આવે કે જેમાંથી સ્કેન કરી અને મેન્ટેનન્સ ટીમ છે એ દરેક લેઆઉટ્સ અને એના એકચ્યુઅલ સાઇટ ફોટોગ્રાફ્સ આ બધું આઈડેન્ટિફાઈ કરી શકે એવું પ્લાનિંગ અમે રાજકોટમાં ઓલરેડી એક હોસ્પિટલમાં કરેલું છે સર.
Very good. Good to see technology really making a difference.
Thank you, sir.
Any further questions? So if there are, okay, one question from the left side.
નમસ્તે બધાને. મારું નામ ઇનાયત બાદી છે. હું વાંકાનેર બેઝથી આવું છું. હવે ડિજિટલની વાત કરી તો આપણે એક 3D પ્રિન્ટેડ હાઉસ, અત્યારે હાલ 3D કોન્ક્રીટ પ્રિન્ટેડ હાઉસ, તો આપણે ગુજરાતમાં શું ફ્યુચર લાગે છે એનું? અને એક બીજું કે મૂવેબલ પ્રોપર્ટી, જે જેકેટિંગથી આખી પ્રોપર્ટી એક સ્થળેથી બીજા સ્થળે મૂવ કરે છે, તો એમાં ડિજિટલ કેવી રીતે કામ કરી શકશે અને આવનારા સમયમાં શું ફ્યુચર છે એનું, એના વિશે થોડુંક પેનલ સમજાવે તો બહુ સારું. થેન્ક યુ સર.
તમારા બે પ્રશ્ન છે ને, એક 3D પ્રિન્ટર વાળું છે, બીજું શું હતું?
એક પ્રોપર્ટીને એક જગ્યાએથી બીજી જગ્યાએ મૂવ કરવા માટે જેકેટિંગ સિસ્ટમથી આખી પ્રોપર્ટી મૂવ કરે છે. બ્લોક આખી બિલ્ડિંગ હોય,
બિલ્ડિંગ ઉચકીને નહીં જવાનું.
હા, તો એમાં ડિજિટલ આપણું કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન તરીકે કેવી રીતે ટેકનોલોજી કામ કરી શકે એમ છે? કોઈ અત્યારે હાલમાં કોઈ રિસર્ચ ચાલુ છે કે કેમ, એના વિશે જાણવું હતું. થેન્ક યુ.
3D માટે કોઈએ એક્સપેરિમેન્ટ કર્યા છે? તો જો અત્યારે જ્યાં સુધી મને ખબર છે, IIT મદ્રાસમાં એક સ્ટાર્ટઅપ છે ત્વસ્થા કરીને, એ લોકોએ 3D પ્રિન્ટિંગમાં ખાસો કામ કર્યો છે. અને તમારે એની વેબસાઇટ જોવી પડશે ને તમને ખરેખર જો પોતે એમાં રસ હોય તો મને અલગથી મળો, એમના અમુક લોકોને હું ઓળખું છું તો તમને મળાવી દઉં. આઈ થિંક આ પેનલમાં અત્યારે એક્સપર્ટીસ નથી જે 3D પ્રિન્ટિંગનું જવાબ આપી શકે. મારું પર્સનલ ઓપિનિયન થોડું નેગેટિવ છે, કેમ કે આપણે કન્સ્ટ્રક્શનમાં મીટર ક્યુબમાં વાત કરીએ છીએ અને કોઈ પણ કોન્ટ્રાક્ટર હવે આ બીડ કરતા હોય તો કહેશે મારી પાસે એક મશીન છે 50 મીટર ક્યુબ પર દિવસ કલાકમાં બનાવે, આવી 3 છે. તો 3D પ્રિન્ટર કેટલા મીટર ક્યુબ પર બનાવે ને તમારે કેટલું બનાવવું છે એના ઉપર કામ કરવું જોઈએ. પણ એઝ જે પેલા ભાઈનો હું જવાબ આપતો હતો, કોઈ પણ ટેકનોલોજી જ્યારે નવી હોય તો મોંઘી ને ઓછી જ લાગે. મોંઘી એટલે પૈસામાં મોંઘી અને ઉત્પાદનમાં ઓછી જ લાગે, એટલે એને ડેવલપ થતાં વાર લાગશે. અને આપણે શું છે, એક વસ્તુ છે, આપણે છે ને દર વખતે જસ્ટ 1 સેકન્ડ, આપણે દર વખતે ડિજિટલ ટેકનોલોજી કન્સ્ટ્રક્શનમાં જે વપરાય છે એની સ્પીડ એ જ મનમાં રાખીએ છીએ જે બીજા ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીમાં એનો થાય છે. ધારો કે ડિજિટલ ટેકનોલોજી એજ્યુકેશનમાં આવ્યું તો ધમધમાઈને મિલિયન્સ ઓફ લોકોએ એડોપ્ટ કરી. ફેસબુક, ઇન્સ્ટાગ્રામ જે પણ બીજા આવ્યા એ ફટાકથી બધાએ વાપર્યું. પણ કન્સ્ટ્રક્શનમાં આપણે એક રિયાલિટીમાં વી શુડ કીપ અવર ફીટ ઓન ધ ગ્રાઉન્ડ that this is a physical industry. Digital is the enabler. એ બાકી બધા જે એક્ઝામ્પલ છે એના ઉપર જ ચાલે છે. બેન્કિંગ છે તો એના ઉપર જ ચાલે છે. એજ્યુકેશનની ડિલિવરી સિસ્ટમ એના ઉપર જ ચાલે છે. તો આપણે મનમાં એનું સ્પીડ વિચારીએ ને આઉટપુટ કન્સ્ટ્રક્શનમાં વિચારીએ તો એ અમુક વાર છે ને આપણને પેલું નથી વધતું એવું લાગે. મેં કેમ પેલા ભાઈને 3 વર્ષ કીધું, કેમ કે કોઈ પણ એવરેજ પ્રોજેક્ટ 3 વર્ષ તો લાગે તમને સ્ટાર્ટથી એન્ડ થતામાં. ઠીક છે, નાનો પ્રોજેક્ટ હોય તો કદાચ ઇન્ટરવ્યુનો પ્રોજેક્ટ હોય તો 2 મહિના 3 મહિનામાં થાય, પણ રિયલ આખું પ્રોજેક્ટનું લાઈફ સાયકલ હોય. કોઈ પણ ટેકનોલોજીને તમારે ચેક કરવું હોય તો તમારે બધા ફેઝીસમાં તો જવું પડે ને. તમારે પ્રી કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન, ડ્યુરિંગ, પોસ્ટ, ફેસિલિટી મેનેજમેન્ટ એ બધામાંથી પસાર થવું પડે. તો જ્યાં સુધી આખો ટેસ્ટિંગ જ ના થાય ત્યાં સુધી પ્રમાણિત જ ના થાય. તો એટલે માટે આપણામાં દર વખતે એવું થાય કે થોડું ટાઈમ લાગે. આપણે થોડા પાછળ જ છીએ કન્સ્ટ્રક્શનમાં, કેમ કે ફિઝિકલ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રી છે. બટન દબાવીને ડિલીટ જ થઈ જવાનું. જે સાહેબ કહેતા ને પેલું વોઇસ કમાન્ડ આપ્યું ને બની ગયું, તો એવું થશે. થોડું આપણે મટીરિયલ સાયન્સ પણ ત્યાંથી વધશે, મટીરિયલ પોતે અરેન્જ થઈ જશે, એવું કેમ થઈ શકે અમને ખબર નથી ફ્યુચરમાં શું આવશે. પણ 3D ટેકનોલોજીની અંદર જેમ પ્રીકાસ્ટ તમે બહુ પહેલાં આઈ થિંક 93-94ની વાત હશે જ્યારે ન્યૂ બોમ્બે બનતું હતું. આઈ ડોન્ટ નો કોઈ ન્યૂ બોમ્બેનો છે અહીંયા એક્સપિરિયન્સ વાળો? તો એ વખતે શિડકે, અચ્છા તો ફેલિસિટેશન તો કરી દો સાહેબ. જસ્ટ અપૂરભાઈને ટાઈમ લિમિટ હતી તો આપણે એમને પહેલાં ફેલિસિટેટ કરી અને પછી આ રોમાંચક પેનલ ડિસ્કશનને પૂરું પાડીએ. થેન્ક યુ અપૂરભાઈ. हाँ, तो 3D प्रिंटिंग भी जैसे वो भाई साहब को बता रहा था कि जैसे कोडाक कैमरा जब आया था तो उसके मेगापिक्सल भी कम थे, कैमरा का साइज बड़ा था और कॉस्ट भी ज़्यादा था. तो 3D प्रिंटिंग भी आज की तारीख में उस स्टेज पे है उसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि आगे जाके वो नहीं आएगा, तो टाइम लगेगा आने में, क्योंकि कंस्ट्रक्शन को टाइम लगता है, अपना कंक्रीट भी होता है तो कास्ट होने में कुछ टाइम तो लगता है ना। ठीक है, आपको आंसर मिला? हाँ जी प्लीज।
थैंक यू सर। एक बात मैं इसमें ऐड करना चाहूँगा। You rightly mentioned about Twasta, but many of us are not aware. यहाँ से सिर्फ 13 किलोमीटर के डिस्टेंस पे there is one company named 𝐈𝐧𝐭। They are developing bunkers for the Indian Army. I am much more into the technology. मैंने उनके बारे में पढ़ा था and I contacted them. हमारा एक प्रोजेक्ट है दीव में, नागवा बीच के ऊपर हमने एक टेंट सिटी बनाया था होटल फंड के साथ कोलैबोरेशन करके। हमारी पीएमसी थी, हमने उसमें वर्क किया था। वी हैव फोकस लाइक वी हैव सीन वेरियस चैलेंजेस उस प्रोजेक्ट में। हीट का इश्यू था, वॉइस का प्रॉब्लम था। तो जब हम वहाँ पे एक नया प्रॉपर्टी बना रहे थे, वी सजेस्टेड आवर क्लाइंट टू यूज़ द 3D प्रिंटेड रूम्स। और वो पूरा प्रोजेक्ट था वो कच्छ का जो भूंगा है, जो आइकॉनिक स्ट्रक्चर है, उस शेप में हमको करना था। तो क्लाइंट वाज आल्सो नॉट दैट सेप्टिक अबाउट दोज थिंग्स कि ये करना चाहिए नहीं करना चाहिए। हमने कॉस्ट कैलकुलेशन किया, वी सजेस्टेड क्लाइंट कि हम एक बार फैक्ट्री विजिट करते हैं। यू वॉन्ट बिलीव वी हैव डेवलप्ड 35 रूम रिसोर्ट विद इन अ स्पान ऑफ 3 months इन दीव। वो अभी आज पूरा इंडिया का सबसे पहला 3D प्रिंटेड रिसोर्ट है। Anyone can visit those that property. आप में से कोई भी वो जा सकता है। So it's really happening. It is not something कि अभी प्राइस में नहीं है या टाइम है या अभी मतलब अर्ली टेक्नोलॉजी है। It is not something like that. We have already executed that project and it's functioning well. उसमें हॉलो वॉल है तो सर्विसेज सारे अच्छे से पास हो गए हैं, हमको उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं आ रहा है। सिंस इट्स अ हॉलो तो उसमें हीट का, नॉइज़ का सब प्रॉपर इंसुलेशन हमको मिल रहा है। सो जस्ट टू लाइक आई वांट टू ऐड ऑन दैट।
थैंक यू सो मच, दिस इज वेरी गुड इन्फॉर्मेशन। आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट इफ देयर इज अ कॉमन फोरम, आप ये सब पोस्ट अगर कर दें हमारे।
डेफिनेटली
वेरी नाइस, कांग्रेचुलेशंस।
थैंक यू।
So many similar technologies are there. There is a 3D modular construction technology. When Narendra Modi ji created the pilot project, I don't know if you are aware, exactly during COVID there was an international competition. 6 technologies were for building construction were used. One of them was in Ranchi by a company called Magicrete, where 3D modular precast construction was used, where the entire house was being built precast, then picked and put in the space. Similarly, pod construction is very common, where bathrooms and other common elements are made and put in place. So yes, there is definitely use case. But for it to become mainstream, to have the economy of scale, I think we are still little away. And this example will be nice. So please share the information. Diu is our favorite tourist destination. Surat, I come from Surat, तो हमारे लिए तो दमन है, but बाकी लोगों के लिए दिउ है. So thanks. Anybody else? So, as we are ending this panel discussion, just like we had the entertaining wish round, now we will have the inspiration round, where every panelist will convey a message, and this message will be to those who are either not believer or fence sitter. Fence sitter मतलब करना भी है लेकिन मन है लेकिन पता नहीं करना चाहिए कि नहीं, डर लग रहा है। वैसे जो लोग होते हैं उनको डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी में इनवाइट करने के लिए, इंस्पायर करने के लिए आप क्या बोलेंगे? और जो लोग नहीं है बिल्कुल, दोनों के लिए कॉमन मैसेज आप प्लीज पास ऑन करें। दिस टाइम वी विल गो लेडीज फर्स्ट।
See, as we all know, change is inevitable, right? And any change brings instability, discomfort, जिसको बोलते हैं कि अडेप्टेशन भी थोड़ा कम रहता है। As far as the digital transformation is concerned, my message would be start with small, right? Don't aim for the bigger achievements at a very initial stage. Start with small. जब लूज करना है तो ऐसा है कि if you will start, तो आपको कुछ ना कुछ मिलेगा. But if you will not start and will start at a later stage, then you are going to lose that time. Right? So start with small, but start today.
Very nice. Round of applause, please. किसी famous शायर ने बोला है ना, journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So I think that was very iconic what you said. Sachin ji.
I'll just like to say that don't consider it as a cost. Consider it as a strategic investment for yourself and for your organization, basically. As ma'am said, start small, start today. Otherwise, I mean, you'll not be able to reap the benefits that the technology offers for your overall development as well as the organizational growth.
Great. So one key message, don't look it as a cost. जब माइंड में कॉस्ट आता है ना तो वैसे ही बैरियर आ जाता है. जैसे ही उसको हम इन्वेस्टमेंट बोलते हैं तो जरा एक्सपेक्टेशन भी आती है. Very nicely said. So you see, everybody in the panel mostly is connecting technology and psychology. ये काफी खतरनाक कनेक्शन है. रिकुंज भाई.
You started this session with, you know, one wish. So I would say I'll see that एक ऐसा कोई technology आए where paymaster, you know, will ready to pay for technology implementation in the project. Probably that technology is needed first.
Money making machine probably he means.
But on a serious note.
Question is to inspire those who are on the fence.
So on a serious note, technology which is providing any solution to a problem, and that problem solving approach, identify the problem, what are the conventional solutions which are there in the market, are there any technologies which are there in the market which is, you know, more efficient way, or we need some new technology. So that step of methodological steps will definitely help to implement the technology more confident in project. Yeah.
So the hidden message, I think, Rikunj bhai, is in your own experience. कि टेक्नोलॉजी से ना फैसिनेट हो ना फियर करो, प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई करो, उसके लिए टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करो. दैट इज बेसिकली व्हाट ही इज सेइंग. वेरी नाइस. मनीष भाई, वी केप्ट यू फॉर द लास्ट बिकॉज योर्स इज द लास्ट comment and then we will conclude the panel discussion. So please make it count, sir.
Whatever they all said there, that is definitely very, very important. I would say embrace the technology. And that can be done by two ways. Induct more engineers, young engineers in the organization, whether it is PMC, whether it is architecture or construction company. Induct more those engineers so that definitely they will bring some fresh blood in the organization. And start with small, what Madam says, it is very true. You can start with one small module, small software, maybe only for planning, maybe only for quality, maybe for store and purchase management, or for design, or for that any matter. Start with them small and then ultimately continue learning. Once that continuous learning process happens and you give more importance to the engineers who are inducted, they will definitely bring. The other very important message is, you all are engineer, most of us are engineer. Be the engineer. On site, many a time we forget that. We forget that we are an engineer. And we say, ye concrete kar dena hai. And that concrete is checked, something is checked by somebody else, salia is checked by somebody else, formwork is checked by somebody else, concrete jaake kar do, and then matter gets over. Engineer has to see differently. Identify problem of workers, and if we can solve them, definitely help in this. It is rightly said by Sachin ji also, it is an investment. So be an engineer, embrace the technology, invest in technology.
So 2 times we got investment, and one additional idea is, it is like SIP. Small करते जाओ तो बढ़ता जाएगा. So like they say, वो एड में जैसे आता है वैसे ही let us say technology सही है. So thank you so much. Lovely panel discussion. Really appreciate all of you bringing the lovely experience, passion, and true contribution intention to this. I hope this breeds more such conversations in many cities from where you came, and we really take that. पिछले panel discussion में विकसित भारत बहुत बार बात हुई. तो ये वाले में हम डिजिटल भारत के बारे में बात कर रहे थे। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to our panelists for sharing some fascinating facts and different aspects of digitalization in construction. And now, to felicitate Mr. Manish Dave, I would like to call Mr. Kevin Patel. To felicitate Mr. 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 Moradia, I would like to call upon a stage Mr. Hasmukh Patel. Thank you so much, sir. To felicitate Ms. Neha Bhavsar, I would like to call upon a stage Mr. Ikram Malik. To felicitate Mr. Sachin Jain, I would like to call upon a stage Mr. Girish Gangwani. To felicitate our moderator, Mr. Sumant Kachru, I would like to invite Kevin Patel. And thank you so much, Sumant sir, for making this conversation more fun and entertaining. Thank you. And now we are moving forward to distributing mementos. I request panelists to please come forward to take a group picture. Hasmukh sir, please join us.